Welcome to the call, ladies and gentlemen. I am so excited about the information we're going to share with you over the next few minutes. We're going to talk about how you and I can establish another stream of income, an automatic long-term monthly income, in addition to what you have right now. How many of you are open to learn about that? Absolutely. We can all use more money. We've got a ton of bills that we have to pay every month. Wouldn't it be great to have more income to be able to deal with that? Absolutely. Well, that's what we want to talk with you about over the next 20 minutes. If you're here for the first time, take out a pen and a piece of paper. You're going to want to jot down a few notes. If you have any questions, be sure that you get in contact with the person who invited you here to get all your questions answered. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. All right. So I recently came across a very interesting book entitled We Are Data. You might want to read this book, Algorithms and the Making of Our Digital Selves. Did you know that we are digital? Absolutely. In this Internet of Things, on the Internet itself, ladies and gentlemen, on our cell phones, we have a digital representation. That's what I'm going to talk to you about today. I want to talk about how we can turn that into cash flow. Now, did you know that data is the most valuable commodity in the world right now? Many companies have been capturing our customer data in some form or another for decades. In fact, today, in this internet-focused world that we live in, data is widely considered to be among the world's most valuable resource because of how much potential revenue and business value it can provide. Moreover, it's available for sale and purchase. Indeed, some of the most influential companies in the world, like Google and Facebook, have made their money mainly from the valuable and often innate data that you and I provide to them literally for free. That's what we want to talk about today. So why is data so valuable? Well, it's a commodity. It's like gold and silver, and people are making money from it. Corporations are making money from it every single day, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, that data predicts behavior because it represents us. It is our data. We make up that data, and that means more revenue for businesses. So companies collect it, they store it, they analyze it, and they use it within their databases to predict our behavior. This predictive quality can be so incredibly accurate, ladies and gentlemen, that a company can know what we need sometimes before we do. Have you ever read something on the internet or watched a video, and then a few minutes later, there's an advertisement for that very same thing? That means that your data was bought and sold in a matter of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So now, personal data is worth billions. Wall Street knows it. In fact, they're the #1 buyer of data, and they use it to predict trends and direct investments. They want to know where to build, businesses, where to build apartment complexes, etc. And they want to know what companies are going to benefit from that information. They invest in those companies, and they make billions. Well, instant recall, the technology we're going to talk about today, empowers you and I to benefit monthly from the sale of our anonymous location data. Here's the thing I want you to understand. It's anonymous. They don't know that it's us. Have you ever seen a long plastic, a rubber cord across the road and a gray box over on the side? They use those to count how many cars go down that street. But here's the thing, they know how many cars were down that street, but they don't know who was in the car. That's what this anonymous data is like. So now, why do companies collect this data? Well, big tech collects data, personal data, and they use it very simply to turn a profit. Now, I have one question for you. Since it's our data, shouldn't you and I profit from it? Absolutely. So now, what if you could pay your car, your rent, your mortgage payment every month simply by sharing an app? This is what we want to get into right now. So what I've got is a short 4-minute video, something that it gets right to the point. It breaks it all down for us. Let's just take a few minutes and watch this video, and then we're going to get into the details.
How would you like to have an automatic additional income? Automatic because you don't have to change anything about your day-to-day lifestyle in order to receive an additional income. An income that could easily reach into the high 5 figures. Take a moment to understand the Instant Recall app and how it can easily change your financial picture. Did you know your location data is valuable? That's right, where you go, your phone goes. And when advertisers see where all the phones are, they can better decide how and where to advertise. Did you know right now there are over 50 companies already selling your location to advertisers? That's right. As you and thousands of other people are driving around every day, multiple apps on your phone have been given permission by you to track your location. They do it anonymously, of course. They don't give out your personal information, but they are selling the location of you and the thousands of people all around you for hundreds of thousands of dollars to advertisers. Google is a prime example. So here's the question. How much are they paying you for your location data? And here's a better question. How would you like to get paid for it? Hold that thought for a moment. In the last 3 years, food and fuel prices have risen worldwide. We all need more money to get by. And with over 5.9 billion smartphone users around the world producing valuable anonymous location data, economists are right. Oil is no longer the most valuable resource. Data is. With the Instant Recall app, you can now get paid for your data and for referring others to Instant Recall. Of course, we comply with all international privacy laws, so you are not tracked personally. Your location data is anonymous. We collect $3.99 a month from your phone to publish your data to commercial data platforms. We package your location data and send it to the platforms every 15 seconds or 5,760 times a day. And we compile the data from the phones of everyone you refer. And we pay you monthly. In addition to that, your $3.99 monthly subscription provides 5 meals each month through feedingamerica.org. You are paid $1 per month on each personal referral, all those on your first level. Plus, you're paid $1 per month on the referrals made by those people you refer. This is your second level. If you have made 10 or more personal referrals, you are paid 50 cents per month on the referrals on your third and fourth levels. Simply put, if everyone refers just 10 people, you are making over $5,600 a month in recurring monthly income, without changing anything about what you're doing in your day-to-day life. Some people will refer a lot more than 10, so your monthly income can grow exponentially. We send payments to a digital wallet every month so you can withdraw those funds to your account. Download the Instant Recall app. Make sure the referral code you receive is correct before clicking on the green arrow in the bottom right. Next, open the app to the map page. Click on the white box in the upper right. On the next page in the lower right is an automated referral system connected to all of your contacts. Just start clicking on contacts to get your first 10 referrals. The best part is no inventory needed, and there are 5.9 billion customers out there for you to refer. Plus, you can take advantage, on average, of a $1,500 a year tax write-off as a home-based business owner. Feel free to get back with the person that shared this with you and take a moment to ask any questions and how you can get on board with this incredible opportunity. Have a good day, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
All right, so that was an awesome short 4-minute video, got right to the point. One of the main things I want you to understand is the partnerships that had to be developed in order to make this a reality. How many of you would agree that hardly anything worth doing can be done alone? And one of the amazing partnerships that Instant Recall built is a partnership with feedingamerica.org. Feeding America is the #1 provider of food of the food banks across the United States and Canada. I've got a short 2-minute video that kind of gives us a quick overview of Feeding America so we can understand a bit more about this partnership.
Today, right here in America, a shocking number of our neighbors are facing hunger. Feeding America estimates 60 million people turn to food banks, food pantries, and other private food assistance programs in 2020. There is enough food to feed all of us, but still millions of people face hunger every year. And in Black, Latino, and Native American communities, the challenges run deeper and hit harder. It takes courage to ask for help. It takes all of us working together to make sure no one goes to bed hungry.
Feeding America is a nationwide network of 200 food banks and 60,000 meal programs. Together, we are the nation's largest domestic hunger relief organization. The Feeding America network helped provide more than 6 billion meals in 2020. Behind each meal are countless supporters, donors, and volunteers who care deeply about their neighbors. This family's meal came from their local food pantry. There are more than 60,000 meal programs like this all across our country. Before the meal reached the pantry, the groceries came from a local food bank that collects and routes food to feeding programs. Day in and day out, 200 food banks secure food and funds from donors like national food and grocery manufacturers, retailers, and farmers, and from the generosity of individuals making donations to help feed their neighbors. Volunteers help make it all possible. Each year, more than 2 million people lend a hand.
The work goes beyond providing meals every day. Together, the Food Bank Network and our partners are hard at work in your community and thousands just like it, rescuing healthy food and keeping it from landfills, focusing on the hardest hit communities, making it easier for everyone to get the fresh food they need, and uniting a movement that will bring about lasting change. All of this makes a difference for our neighbors by providing more meals today and helping create a hunger-free tomorrow. But we can't end hunger without people like you. Join us. Visit www.feedingamerica.org to find your local food bank. Volunteer to help get meals to your neighbors. Raise your voice to advocate for stronger food assistance programs. And donate. Every dollar helps provide at least 10 meals. Together, we can create an America where no one is hungry. Together, we're feeding America.
All right, so that's awesome. You know, when we take care of the people around us, it makes the world better for all of us. And when a person participates in Instant Recall and they download the app and subscribe, but when they do that, part of the profits that are generated goes to Feeding America in order to provide those meals. But let's talk about the $3.99 that a person pays when they subscribe. Who is that money paid to? Well, that $3.99 actually goes to Apple, or it goes to Google, ladies and gentlemen. This is how it works. In order for Instant Recall to be able to do this the right way, it had to work through the app stores. All right. And so let's just talk a little bit about Google, because Google is a huge company, if you didn't know. In fact, they have over 156,000 employees. Their net income for 2021 was over $76 billion, and their net assets are over $359 billion. One of the biggest companies in the world. Of course, they own Android, all right? They own Gmail, and of course, they own Google Maps. And so Instant Recall had to be approved through Google in order to do what we're doing right now. That means it has been vetted, every I has been dotted, and every T has been crossed, ladies and gentlemen. And when a person has an Android phone and they subscribe and pay that $3.99, that money goes to Google, every penny of it, and you receive a receipt directly from them. And if a person has an iPhone, guess what? That money is going to go through Apple. And Apple is a huge company. Their net worth is over $2.5 trillion. They crossed the $3 trillion mark, making them the biggest, most profitable company in the entire world. Instant Recall had to have their app approved by Apple in order for this to become a reality. All right, so very stringent requirements in order for this to happen. You can absolutely know that your data is kept anonymous. That's the only way it could be in these two app stores. So now let's just go through the process here just a little bit. So how does the person get involved? Well, of course, you're going to get a referral link from the person who shared this with you. You're going to download the app, and then you want to pay the $3.99 subscription. Now, the app has some features on its own. You can use the app without ever subscribing, but when you subscribe, that enables you to take advantage of some of the things we're going to share with you right now. Of course, you can share with other people so that they can benefit when they subscribe as well as you. Guess what? That means meals are going to be distributed to those in need. And then also, it creates an opportunity for you and I to create a recurring monthly income. Also, nonprofits can do the same thing. Let's take a closer look at it. Now, let me ask you, if you could pay your car note, your rent, or your mortgage payments from an initial cost of only $4, ladies and gentlemen, would that be a good thing? Absolutely. Let's just kind of take a look at it. Let's just say you got involved here and you shared this with 10 people and they did the same. And you can decide, how long it takes. It could happen in just a few days, could happen in a few weeks. It really just depends, right? Well, that could provide you an additional $110 for the month. So what can you use that for? You can pay for your lunch, you can buy some groceries, pay your cell phone bill, or even fill up your tank with gas. That would be great, right? Definitely. It's recurring cash flow, additional cash flow that you didn't have otherwise. But if you get more aggressive, like many of us are, and we're going to talk about how we can help you with that, then you can generate much more money. Now, by the way, if you want to see this calculator, simply go to calculatetheearnings.com. Calculatetheearnings.com. You might want to write that down, and you can kind of play around with these numbers here. So now, if you are a bit more aggressive or simply just consistent, by sharing this information on a consistent basis, you can build a pretty large database, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say, for example, that you share this with 10 people, who share it with 5, they share it, who share it with 10, and they share it with 5, and they share it with 2. Guess what? That's over $1,700 a month. Now, that could pay a couple of car payments. Wouldn't you agree with that? Or if you went out and you share this consistently with just 40 people, let's just say over a year's time, it doesn't matter. Maybe you did it in just a couple of weeks. They shared it with 10, they shared it with 5, and they shared it with 2. Guess what? That's over $3,400 a month. Could that pay your rent? Or maybe you're consistent like many of us on this call. You're going to hear from some of the leaders. And, listen, we just do this just a few minutes a day. Guess what? And we're constantly referring people who download the app. 60 people who refer 10, who refer 5, who refer 2. That's over $5,000 a month of recurring cash flow. Just to give you an idea of some of the numbers. And, if everybody just went out and referred to, they did it every day, that's over 1,000 people in just 10 days, right? How do you make this happen? Well, it's really simple. First of all, when this happens, that's over 5,000 meals that's being distributed to people who are in need, like, the hurricanes that just took place in Florida and on the East Coast. So how do you make this happen? You just share consistently, just a few minutes a day. It could just be 10 minutes a day. How do you do that? By text message, maybe email, social media, maybe you just talk to people in a conversation. And by the way, we will literally tell you what to say, what to text. You can copy and paste it. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Or you could take it to the next level. You could reach out to influencers, people who have a following, groups, organizations, and nonprofits. So now, do you know any organizations or nonprofits looking for long-term recurring revenue? Well, they are. Most of them are looking for that. Here's a way where they can start a campaign to feed those that are in need. And they can simply say to their supporters, hey, listen, we're starting a campaign. We want to be able to feed people that are in need. We want to know if you would join us. All you have to do is download an app, subscribe for $3.99. And not only will you and I, as a community, feed thousands of people, you will also be supporting our organization at the same time. How many of you would join us in this campaign? Very, very simple. So we have nonprofits lined up right now, ladies and gentlemen, who want to learn more about this. Let's just say that you are the one who introduces them. That could potentially be hundreds or thousands of subscribers and hundreds and thousands of meals that will be distributed as a result of those efforts and that contact that you made. So let's talk about getting started, because it's very simple and very easy, but we're just going to kind of point out a few of the fine points just to make it as easy as possible. So of course, once you receive the link of the person who invited you here, you're going to download the app in the app stores. So when you get ready to sign up, very clear instructions I want to give you right now. You want to use preferably a Gmail email address. Why? Because we're dealing with Google. All right, so easy to connect, those two to connect, right? So preferably, best practice, use a Gmail address, and you're going to put it right there in the box right there, and you're going to choose a password. Now, here's the most important thing. We're dealing with technology. Technology is only going to do what you tell it. All right, you need to write down that email address, and you need to write down that password. Put it in a safe place. And you want to use your real name. This is very important going down the road, okay? Now, after you have registered and subscribed and everything else, the thing that you're going to want to do, you're going to want to delete the app, reload the app, log in, and that's going to reset the app with your referral link. Okay, so maybe no one ever told you that before, but this is what you want to do. Okay, make sure you use your real name, a Gmail email address, and a password. Make sure you write those down, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very important, especially when we talk about getting paid. You need to use the very same information that you used here. You need to use that with the wallet in order to get paid. That's that way the two can connect and they know that it's you. Okay. So that's very, very important. So we just got paid just a couple of days ago. Guess what? A lot of people didn't do that. When they signed up with their wallet, some people use different email addresses. Some people use different phone numbers. Some people use nicknames. So how can the two communicate together when you don't follow the system that I just mentioned? So we want to make sure that we pass on that information. So now you're going to get your referral code. This is going to enable you to participate in the 4-level affiliate program. There is no limit to the number of people you can refer. That means there's no limit to the amount of earnings that you could generate long-term every month with instant recall. And you can see where your referral code will be right there. You could text that over to a loved one, and you can see all the details as to what they're going to see, and you can take notes of that. All right, so this is what the link looks like. At the very end will be your referral code that you see in that box in the lower right-hand corner. All right, so next you're going to subscribe. And remember, as I mentioned, when you pay this $3.99, all of this goes to Google and goes to Apple. One of the reasons that nonprofits like what we do here is because it's very clear that the money that's paid out in terms of rewards does not come from the $3.99. That means this is not some kind of a gifting program. The money that's paid out for the rewards, ladies and gentlemen, comes from the sale of the data. That's very clear because you're going to get a receipt from Google and from Apple when you pay that $3.99. So it's not coming out of that money. That's their money. All right. And so the money that we earn comes from the sale of the data. So very important that you understand that. Next, you want to go to your settings. That'll be in the lower right-hand corner, that gear right there. You want to click on that. I want to back up so you can see that again, right there in the lower right-hand corner. And it's going to take you over here. This is where you can click and you can share this with others. Also, you can contact the support of the company. If you have questions, you just send them an email. Those details are there. Everything else is there also, how to use the app, the terms of use, the privacy policy. All of these details had to be approved by Apple and by Google in order for this app to be accessible in those Play stores. Okay. All right. So as we talked about, you heard the video talk about before, one of the things that makes it great is that it's so easy to communicate with people right through your phone. We all have a database right in our phone, right, of contacts. And right through your phone, you can communicate with people by email, Skype, Facebook, WhatsApp, all right, Messenger, all right there. And in terms of the message that you want to send out to them, once you join us, we have a Facebook group, and we're always providing you with messages that you can text, that you can email, that you can post on social media. All you need to do is copy and paste. It can't get any easier than that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So again, when you click on those numbers in the upper right-hand corner, this is where you can see the community that you are developing, this database that you are building up. And we're going to talk about that. You're going to literally earn $1 per month for everybody on your first level, $1 per month for everybody on your second level. When you personally go out and refer 10 people or more, that now opens up the third and the fourth generations, and you earn 50 cents per month rewards on those subscriptions. All right. And of course, it's month after month after month, a great secondary source of income that's long-term. All right. So in order to get paid, the company is using G-Point Wallet. G-Point Wallet. You can download it in either of the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. All right. And you're going to fill out the information. Remember, this information here needs to match the information in Instant Recall. So you have to use the same email address, the same phone number, ladies and gentlemen, so that they can connect. So when the payments are, the earnings are sent out, that they'll be able to connect the two together. Otherwise, they won't be able to pay you because you're not putting the correct information in there. And if you have any questions with G-Point, maybe you're trying to put your phone number in or something and it's not receiving it, they have very good customer support. You simply go to support@gpointwallet.com. So point at support@gpointwallet.com and they will help you. Okay? Very good. Very good. So when is the best time to get involved in instant recall? It's right now in the very beginning while nobody knows about it. We're the first, ladies and gentlemen. We've gone through the learning curve, and the more we get involved, we know the little details that we can show you, like we just shared with you here today. That's information that you pass on to everyone else. Now,